Welcome back to episode 3 of this Neptune live demo. We're trying to accomplish the mission inspired by Alice in Wonderland called Paint the Roses. I filmed the first 2 parts a few days ago, but while filming this segment I ran into a couple of bugs that I decided to fix over the last few days. I restarted the mission, and this time the Queen has sent me to a different city called Shanquishire, which you can see here. And it's on the planet Conwy. Alright, this is the planet we're heading to. So here's the planet Conwy off in the distance, and I've drawn the north and south poles on the planet now to make it a bit easier to navigate. We're still 310 seconds out, so I'm going to pause the video until we get closer, and then you'll see us enter the atmosphere. Now we're about 40 seconds out, but we're going on a lot faster than I want to be going. So I'm going to zoom out and show you this feature to arrest the system. We're going to do a retro boost. Puts this big fireball out the back of the plane that will slow us down. Didn't slow us down as much as I'd like. I'm going to put on the regular retro booster. We're going to go back in the cockpit of the plane. Trying to slow down a bit before we enter, and I'm going to orient the ship to kind of enter at the shallowest angle I can, so this way seems like up to me. And as we enter, we're going to get a little camera shake and a little bit of a red halo on the edges. Okay, so I've turned off the retro booster. Our airspeed was about 7,000 and now dropping substantially, and we're going to bank over to Shanquishire, which is still 300 kilometers away. Put on the throttle, show you what we look like from outside the ship, and we're pointing down a lot. So you can fly the ship from outside. And what you can do is look at this climb rate. As long as that's positive, you're not going to crash, unless you crash into a mountain or something. Okay, so we've entered the planet. We're moving. Despite what this says, this is bugged right now. We are going towards Shanquishire. We're now 200 kilometers away. I'm going to pause the video until we get a bit closer. Or perhaps not. It looks like we're approaching it pretty quick here. I believe it's just on the side of that cliff there. Just in front of the water. So I'm going to turn off the thrusters to slow us down. We're now 134 kilometers out. Still seem to be moving sideways, so I can bank and that'll kind of correct the course to go forward. Show you this other view. That's the top view that follows our ship. This is the above view, and it puts the camera directly above the ship relative to the planet. And those white dots you see there is the current shadow of the ship. It's going to change in a little bit. So I'll zoom out. But this is just what I'm using now to help show where down is on the ship. We're now 50 kilometers out. Back into the cockpit view of the ship. And it's directly below us, more or less. Not directly below us, but pretty close. I'm going to show you this auto hover feature. I'm going to zoom out of the ship, put it into this free view, and I'm going to hit hover. And you'll see the ship automatically tries to hover like a helicopter. It slows the rate of descent and the rate of motion. And it's going to crash us into the ground, it looks like. Well, it looks like we're basically too fuel laden for the hover feature to work. So, but we still had enough fuel to take off. It's just I had too much of a dive when I turned on the hover feature. So we crashed, but took off again. Back in the above view, and what we're going to try and do is land on that city. So as I said in the hover feature, you can still control the ship a little bit, so I turned it to in this direction. And we've landed again because there are these really rocky cliffs. Alright, I'm going to pause it until we get closer. Alright, here we are in a hover again, right next to Shanquishar. Hit the mountain, and we landed. Turn off the hover assist. So now that we're here, we needed to talk to the two of spades. Hit people. And you can see he's one of the people that you can talk to. So hit the two of spades. And the mission popped up because we completed an objective. Met with the two of spades at Shanquishar. Here's what he says. He'll probably say something more specific to the mission, such as, okay, now go talk to the 5 and 7 of spades. I'll write something better. So then you would have to go and fly to those other two cities to talk to them, and then they'd either give you more missions or you'd complete the mission and get paid. So that's what I wanted to show you. Thanks for watching.